Hi, I'm Mo, and I was born in the 90s, so I'm better than you.
And I'm TJ, and this negativity just makes me stronger. We will not retreat. This podcast is unstoppable.
And this is...
It's still new to us, damn it.
Welcome to It's Still New to Us, damn it. I am Mo, he is TJ, and we are here to watch every movie ever made to become the smartest people in the world.
Bow before us. And this week, it was still new to me, as avid listeners of the show will know. This was our second of two episodes where we each swapped a movie that we'd seen and the other one hadn't. Last week we reviewed Miller's Crossing, which was my choice. This week we did Singles, which I had not seen and Mo had. Mm-hmm. So why don't you give them the quick rundown? I'll get the synopsis afterward.
Okay, so this was released in 1992, height of grunge, but of course it was not made for that reason. It was made for another reason, which we'll get into later. Directed and written by Cameron Crowe, auteur of Elizabethtown and Say Anything. Starring Bridget Fonda, Jackie Brown, Point of No Return, Campbell Scott, The Day Trippers, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Kira Sedgwick, Heart and Souls, The Game Plan.
That's right, and Kevin Bacon's wife.
Yes. Sheila Kelly, Soap Dish, Dancing at the Blue Iguana. I think a movie we should do.
We probably should. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I think there's another movie called with Blue Iguana in it. We should just do all Blue Iguana movies.
Probably could.
Yeah. Jim True, The Wire, 666 Park Avenue, spooky.
Ooh.
Bill Pullman, Lost Highway, Casper, and Matt Dillon, The Outsiders, and The Flamingo Kid.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a cast.
Yeah.
Good cast. So synopsis. Singles follows the lives of various Gen Xers living in a singles apartment complex in Seattle amidst the backdrop of the early 90s grunge movement. That's it.
That's it.
This is a real slice of life movie,
yeah,
isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. I had no expectations going into it, except you had mentioned that it was a lot of grunge music involved, and I'm not particularly the biggest fan of grunge. I don't dislike it. I just don't seek it out. So I expected this movie to be all about grunge, instead of just in the backdrop of the grunge, scene.
Yeah, and it was.
It was, definitely, but it wasn't overly done.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see some cameos here and there, and it was fun that the music was really the backdrop. This movie's all about the characters.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I found out about this movie actually when I first started out to listen to music. So, at 14 years old, that's when you kind of discover what taste you're into, I think, right? That's for everybody. You watch one movie and you're like, oh, this movie's going to define my life and everything like that. So, I discovered this movie through Pearl Jam. I was watching VH1 Classic one day, and they had a special about Pearl Jam's 10, the first album. Mm-hmm. And I think they mentioned this movie. And so, when I was looking up Pearl Jam and stuff, I found this movie, and I watched it, and I thought this is one of my favorite movies of all time. And it was, at one point, one of my favorite movie of all time, but that was replaced by Grosse Point Blank. But I haven't seen it since high school. It's been a while, and I was actually interested to see what I would think about it now, since I haven't watched it in a while. So it's very interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear what older, more jaded you thinks of it.
I don't know. I feel like this movie was nice. That's the definition of it. It's just a nice little movie you can sit down and watch.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I wasn't fond of the Bridget Fonda, Matt Dillon relationship as I thought it was before. I think I liked the Bridget Fonda, Campbell Scott relationship better. I think since they were the main focus.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. I don't think you're supposed to like the relationship between Bridget Fonda and Matt Dillon, though. You're supposed to see that, he's interested in other things, and she kind of seems like she might be unstable at the beginning of it. But they both go through really nice character arcs, and they end up becoming really nice people that you want to see succeed. And what I liked about this, there's, other than one character, and we'll get to that son of a bitch scumbag in a moment.
Yeah.
All these characters are kind of toxicity free. And it was refreshing because I was waiting for Cliff. I was waiting for Matt Dillon's character at the end to kind of tell Bridget Fonda, no, you're my girl.
Yeah.
But he never did. He never had the incel type of
well, I think that's what Cameron Crowe wanted. He just wanted to show relationships. Everybody's relationship problems could be different, but they could relate to somehow. Campbell Scott and Bridget Fonda Campbell Scott and Kira Sedgwick. That's what I meant. Kira Sedgwick and Campbell Scott's relationship.
Correct.
I was more into. They're just in one-upping each other. They're trying to make the right moves, trying to play a game, even though they say they don't want any games. But really, they're playing a game. Bridget Fonda's and Matt Dillon's character is one-sided. One person likes each other more than the other one. And Sheila Kelly's character is basically looking for love, but I guess in the wrong ways or in
Is it really the wrong way so much? I didn't see it as the wrong way so much as just she's going fishing.
Yeah, she's,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
she's not going to settle.
Yeah,
she wasn't going to settle. Again, like you said, this is a very nice movie.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie is nice except for one person who I would argue might be one of the worst movie villains of the 1990s.
Yeah.
All these characters are likable. You want to see them succeed, and they all still coexist. They're like the Friends cast. Like they've all like slept together at some point, but they still exist without those feelings of resentment or jealousy or whatever.
Yeah, I actually got an interesting fact about Friends relating to this movie, but we talked about it in fun facts.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, I think the one argument against this movie is that because I don't think Matt Dillon and like Bridget Fonda's characters changed really. I mean, who's say that maybe he would just repeat the same thing over again? You know, they get together.
Well, she didn't. She turned him down at the end, though.
Yeah, but then she came back like at the kind of drop of a hat just because he said
elevator. That's right.
Yeah, he said like I'll just take any man who says bless you because that's nicer.
That is a good point. Because we
don't really know. Like you're saying, like we just know like this is their relationship.
People do that though.
Yeah.
People do that. It's worth pointing out.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, though. But I did like that he seemed to be humbled because at first he was, living the rock star dream and, openly told her, hey, I'm seeing other women too. Whereas at the end, he's got a job. He's accepted. He's not given up his rock and roll aspirations, but he's accepted that, hey, I need to at least be doing something in case this rock and roll doesn't.
Yeah. And you kind of tell at the end of the movie this is not going to work out.
Right. I mean, it just wasn't. Even though his bandmates were the very talented Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did see change, though, in those characters. And one thing I will say, one knock I'll give against this movie is it feels very, very... It does reek of that early 90s, like, everything's super clean. Everything's Full House levels of clean. Mm-hmm. Nobody's really, like, it's not... I don't know, maybe I'm just... After watching Magnolia, I feel like everyone's got a dark secret past or something, but that's not what this movie is. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing at all.
I mean, they do go through their troubles. Kara Sedgwick and Cameron Scott's characters, she got pregnant, unfortunately they lost a child, which caused them to be separated, but then they realized they need each other. And
they do, but I would argue that there's only like 2 real moments of drama in this movie, and that is one of them.
Yeah.
The other one might have been one of my favorite moments is when Janet's... plastic surgeon talks her out of getting the boob job. I love that scene with Bill Pullman, Spaceballs, as the Dr. Jeffrey Jameson who talks her out of it. I did like that scene because I think that's where Janet, who probably was my favorite character to watch, Bridget Fonda's character, I think that's where she begins to realize, you know what, I don't need to change. I mean, that's not even like figuratively. It's literally where she realizes I don't need to change for anybody else.
Yeah, she was actually the first cast in this movie. She I don't know. I think I don't know where Cameron Crowe saw it. Maybe single white female or something like that, and he saw this lady's perfect for it.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. I do like her character. She's nice and she's funny.
They're all pleasant.
Yeah.
They're all damn pleasant, and even when Kira Sedgwick and Campbell Scott's characters are broken up, like I don't know, you still kind of root for them individually. Or,
yeah.
I don't know. Neither of them was the aggressor. Neither of them was a bad person, I would say.
Yeah, they just wanted different things, like...
Correct.
I don't know. I love how Campbell Scott's main focus was the super train.
The super train.
The super train. That was never going to happen. I knew that from the name, like the super train. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
You can't call something the super train and be successful.
Yeah, he wanted to make like a one-way, or, two-way mega subway, or not subway, mega train, but super train for downtown Seattle, and... did not go well for him.
No. Yeah.
And you know what this movie reminded me of? And I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's the first skit ever in the show Portlandia. It's called The Dream of the 90s is live in Portland. And it's all about how they're like, hey, remember that time in the early 90s when people didn't want to work? We just work like 2 or 3 days a week at a coffee shop, and otherwise you just hang out and listen to bands.
Yeah.
That is what this movie reminded me of big time, because he gets turned down by the mayor for his super train idea, and then he just like quits his job, his nice high-powered government, or he quits or was fired, I guess.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of extreme if you were fired for that. But just to be able to, like, if I got fired from my job, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, he just is...
Well, he was freaking out. He had a breakdown and stayed in his apartment for maybe weeks on end eating Chinese food.
He did have a breakdown, but, like, I don't know. Maybe food was cheaper back then, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what this reminded me of, because I feel like early 90s economy was clearly a lot different than it is now.
Yeah.
Right? But I couldn't shake that feeling, the dream of the 90s.
Yeah. Let's break down this film a little bit. Okay, so in the beginning of the film, Kara Sedgwick we introduce her character. This film is mostly in vignettes, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get one vignette to begin with, introduces Kara Sedgwick. The next vignette introduces Campbell Scott's character. Yeah, and then the next one, Bridget Fonda. So this one, we meet Kara Sedgwick. She's talking about how, I think, garage door openers, right? How she always has one, and like she's never going to give it up. And then she meets a man named Luis. Yes, that's Luis, right. The Spanish artist.
Correct.
And Luis only has a week left of his visa to stay in America. And so they decided to spend a week together, and she falls in love quickly. Mm-hmm. But then, unfortunately, things take a turn for the worst.
She gives him her garage door opener so that he never forgets her, and then when he comes back to America...
Her prized possession, the garage door.
Correct.
Yeah, because she can park anywhere.
Correct. She finally let someone else into her life.
Yeah. And
one night she's out with her friend at the bar, and who does she see schmoozing up to another American broad? Louise. And he doesn't even look apologetic. He knows he's busted, but he doesn't look apologetic at all. That is why I say Louise, along with Hannibal Lecter and Kaiser Soze, is among the most villainous antagonists in 90s film.
I agree with you.
Terrible. Piece of shit.
He's a worst.
Terrible piece of shit, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
She really was the only character, though, that had that kind of... I mean, they go into other people's past a little bit. Like, they know that Bridget Fonda and Campbell Scott's characters dated briefly, and it didn't work out, but they're still friends. Mm-hmm. I think Kara Sedgwick's character was the only one that we really got that past, kind of, right? Mm-hmm. We do get a little, like, I do like the scenes when the character talks to the screen. I don't know why, this movie's just so pleasant.
Yeah.
You know what I
think
mean?
it's like a little bit exposition dump, but it was actually like good exposition. You know, you get the sense of the characters really fast, and you don't have to go through
right, and you don't have to go through clumsy, you're speaking between two characters exposition.
Yeah, like Kara Sedgwick is very close-knit. Doesn't want somebody to connect with her because he can lose it real fast.
Correct.
Yeah, Campbell Scott is very confused about his love life and everything like that because, well, his father mostly left him, and also he said, "Have fun, stay single."
Right.
And also his mother took him to a sex doctor when he was 8 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he had some scars himself.
Yes. What comes out? Spam.
It was a great scene on the playground. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we know from Bridget Fonda that she likes Cliff more than she does, and you find out other relationships too. Because like when she woke up with Campbell Scott, he's just like she was very angry, and it's like she probably liked him more. But
right,
we're just assuming this, of course.
You're just led to believe it. But
Kelly, you can tell just like from the first time you meet her, like she's a man eater. Like yeah,
and I respect the hell out of her though because she's tough. She's a tough character.
She is.
Tough but willing to give her all to a relationship.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, if that actress could be a stand-in for Jan Hooks any day.
True.
I thought it was Jan Hooks at first.
I think Jan Hooks would have been a little too old for this movie.
Probably.
Yeah, she was probably in her 30s when this happened.
Good point. 92.
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. Maybe late 20s, maybe.
She had a Jan Hooks energy.
Yeah, she did.
That's a good thing, obviously.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, so Campbell Scott's character is introduced. He's basically talking about how, like, he was in this relationship and they broke up, but now he knows that the person he was in a relationship with is cheating on somebody with somebody else, and does he tell her that he knows, or does he tell the other one that he knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tricky situation to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really, this movie is like that nice 6.5, 7 out of 10 rank. It's just a nice movie.
Yeah.
It's a nice feel-good movie. It'll have you smiling. That's how I felt about it anyway. What scenes stuck out to you? Which one
stuck out
when you
to
were
me?
younger, especially?
Let's see. Definitely the music ones did. Like when I saw Alice in Chains, that was cool.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. The club was cool because when you know how the sign said Mother Love Bone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a band.
Oh.
That's the band that came out of that became Pearl Jam because lead singer of the band, Andrew Wood, died of a heroin overdose in 1990 before they could, either hit it or get big. But one of the songs, "Crowns of Thorns," is in this movie, so that's dedicated to him. So, but after the ashes of Mother Love Bone became Pearl Jam,
sure.
So that's how that happened. Yeah. The breast scene is hilarious. I love that one.
Which one?
The breast scene where she goes to get her breasts
enlarged. Oh, sure, and they keep enlarging them and making them smaller. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked. Let's see. What else I like? I'm trying to think. I love it when Cliff tries to impress Bridget Fonda by increasing the volume in her car speakers, and then they all burst.
That was great.
And the windows burst. That's the little cameo by Chris Cornell in the background.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh yes, the Debbie's video dating.
Those were golden. Because that shit was real. That's how people did it back in the day. Yeah.
That's cool. And directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah, who made a surprise appearance in this
a lot of surprise cameos in this movie. Cameron Crowe really got like a lot of people.
I couldn't believe when I saw Tim Burton's goofy gothic ass in there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I like when they when Cameron Scott's character tries to get Kara Sedgwick to go on his first date. It's like, how about lunch? You want to eat lunch? Coffee? You have coffee? Water? You want
to drink water? Yeah. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
And I think the cast helps sells it. It really does have that Friends effect to me, where it's like, even if it's not like the most gut-bustingly funny thing at the moment, the chemistry between the characters is damn good. Yeah. And that's what really anchors it for me. But, like, we should have talked about this with Miller's Crossing for me, but, like, your perception from when you were in high school to now, you said you like it, you probably like it a little less, right?
Maybe. Like, I don't think it's my favorite movie of all time now, of course.
Sure.
Back then, I don't know, I think I was kind of brainwashed by, like, romantic comedies and this, like, how love should be.
Yeah.
Because I have a tough relationship with love now because I've never dated anybody, so I don't know exactly how it feels. Maybe I brainwashed myself to think this is how love's supposed to be. You're supposed to say some whippy one-liners or have like some sort of embarrassing moment, and then you just fall for each other. But I don't know. It's just like I still felt that warmness from it. You know, I still felt like this comfort from it while watching it. You're just watching people fall in love and make mistakes. This film is not about like. It's not a perfect love story, you know. Some things will happen, some problems will arise, and that's what at the very end when like you pull back and you see all these people talking about the relationship. This is just one of the many relationships in lives that you have to deal with, you know. Like your relationship with someone may be like this, may be completely different, but you're going to relate to it anyway.
Right. All right. Good. Your perspective now, though, with regards to where the movie stands among your favorites.
I think it's maybe still up there. I mean,
still love the music.
I still love it. I love the music, love the movie, love the acting, the comedy. You know, it's not laugh out loud funny, but it's just like little nice moments that are somewhat hilarious. You know,
sure.
somewhat fun.
And then that almost makes it though that when the laugh out loud moments come, they catch you by surprise.
Yeah,
they make you laugh even harder.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the other scene when Xavier McDaniels came on.
Oh my god.
Xavier McDaniels played for the Seattle Supersonics in the 90s. I'm going to look up his stats right now, actually. Basketball Reference page. Let's see how good Xavier McDaniels was in 1992. In 1992, Xavier McDaniels played for... 1991, I should say. 1992, he actually played for the Knicks.
Wow.
So the last time he played for Seattle was in the 1999-91 season. He played 15 games, averaged 21 points, 0.3 blocks, 1.7 steals, 2.5 assists, and 5.4 rebounds. Okay. So okay for the X-Men. Way to go.
The X-Men. I like
the X-Men. Anyway, so the scene we're talking about is when Steve and Sarah Sedgwick... I actually remember the name of the character. Holy shit. Steve and Sarah Sedgwick's character, they're about to have sex for the first time, and they decided to take it slow, and Steve's just thinking, like, what are you thinking right now? And then he's just thinking of Xavier McDaniels.
Yes. That was great.
Yeah, it's just like, talking about basketball, like, you know, it's a tough game, and Steve, don't come yet.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That they got a basketball player to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the cameos in this movie were very good. Very unexpected, too. At least for me.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, I don't know, that's my impression. Like, what do you thought this movie was nice? You have other things to say about it? Or just, like...
I probably have to watch it again. I admit I didn't take as many notes as I normally do for this one, just because I was just engrossed in it. I liked it, especially it was a nice little breath of levity, especially after some of the
we watched a lot of hard movies, like really emotionally draining movies, and it's nice to have a little break in between.
I will say that Cameron Crowe's direction does kind of feel very... It's not like Paul Thomas Anderson, but this is like a much more pleasant, sanitized version of a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Sketch, it's
not really like a
correct, but it's an ensemble
story. Yeah, it's an ensemble. Yeah. It's basically like into parts, and each part deals with a different section of the character's relationship. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. It's harder for me to talk about just because I think that it is. it doesn't have a defined beginning, middle, end, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a Time Bandits journey or something like that. It really is just slice of life. If you like the characters, you're going to like the movie. You're going to enjoy watching their ups and downs.
I feel like we experienced a lot during these movies we watched. Like, if you just enjoy the characters, you like the movie.
But I think that good characters make, it's...
Good movies, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't really have a whole lot of notes, and I'm sorry for that, people.
Yeah.
I would say
what do you think?
One of the...
What do you think about the music, though?
Music was fine. Again, it was grunge, which
I love that type of music. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, that's my stuff.
If you like grunge, by all means, watch the movie.
There's some great stuff. You got some. I got the soundtrack when I was in high school too. I got it from the library and listened to it all the time.
Nice.
You got some Hot, which Bridge of Everton covered. Led Zeppelin was great. Smashing Pumpkins is in it. Soundgarden, both Ritual, and then Alice in Chains. They actually performed live. They didn't want feedback, or they wanted to play it live. They were just like, we're going to play it live. We're not going to be recorded or anything like that. We're going to play it right now. So that's what they wanted. But I don't know, this music's great. It really puts you into the mindset of the 1992. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Especially living in that Seattle area must have been exciting.
Yeah.
No, and I liked the setting. I did like the cameos by the bands.
Yeah.
Even I recognized Chris Cornell. I was so impressed by myself. I recognized him. No, that was fun, and it was funny to me watching them, Pearl Jam specifically, interact with Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of like an over-the-top character who's the lead singer of their band, and that was fun to watch.
Definitely.
It's a nice movie. It's a nice, solid... I would give it, if we're giving 5 stars, I'd give it a 3.5.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
You want to hear what Ebert and Siskel said about it?
Oh, boy.
Okay, yeah, so Roger Ebert gave it 3 stars. I thought he would give it 2 for some reason. I don't know why.
Wow.
I thought he would just give it 2.
Does he do out of 4? He does out of 4.
He does out of 4, yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he said Singles is not... this is like a summary, but this is like the very last. So, quote, Singles is not a great cutting-edge movie, and parts of it may be too whimsical and disorganized for audience raised on a cause and effect plots, but I found myself smiling a lot during the movie, sometimes with amusement, sometimes with the recognition. It's easy to like these characters and care about them, end quote.
I don't think I've ever agreed with Roger Ebert more.
Yeah.
I just was smiling for these characters. We watched it together, and when Cliff and Janet kiss at the end, I was like, wow, I'm happy for them.
Yeah. I was kind of happy for them too, but I kind of was like, I don't know if this is the last.
Hey, you give them a second chance, and if Cliff fucks up again, then if you're Janet, don't take him back.
Yeah.
But second chance isn't a bad thing.
That's true.
Hey, he showed growth. He said, bless you. Earlier in the movie when she sneezed, he didn't even look at her. His hands are about to tissue.
Don't get me sick. I have a show in Portland.
Yeah. So he showed change. So that's at least good.
Yeah.
What did Siskel think?
Thumbs down.
Yep, not surprised.
Dumb and predictable and a waste of time. Don't spend enough time in the film to really connect with them. Didn't like the sketch setup in which he selected one couple to stick with and to follow instead of multiple couples.
I agree with some of that. I disagree with some of it. I disagree totally when he says that... Hold on. Read it again.
Okay, this is like his base assumption. Yeah. This is his base assumption, not direct quote. Because unfortunately, I don't know why you can't really find Siskel's like written reviews online. You can find Ebert's though. Maybe because he died in 1999, and that was before the internet age, and maybe people didn't really save the copies.
You can still find the Ebert ones from... I just read a Gene Siskel review for a Friday the 13th movie the other day. Yeah, but regardless, he said it's like a waste of time.
Yeah, dumb and predictable and a waste of time.
All right, pause. It is predictable. And if you do need the cause and effect type of movie, it would be a waste of time for you. Go on.
Doesn't spend enough time to really connect with them.
Disagree. I connected with them.
Didn't like the sketch setup.
Disagree.
Okay. And Wist Cameron Crowe selected one couple and stuck with the one couple, like he did for Say Anything.
So at least that's all subjective. Like, obviously he's a critic. He has to be subjective. Yeah. I can see why he wouldn't like it, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I don't agree with the stick with one couple, because he did that before. And I think it shows like how different couples are, like how different relationships are. Like, you may not relate to the Kara Cedric Campbell Scott relationship, but you could relate to the Bridget Fonda Cliff relationship. You know, you could relate to somebody who loves you more than they love you.
Absolutely.
And you could reflect someone who's playing games, and you could reflect to Sheila Carey's character who is just trying to find love any way she can, and she may be very very excited about it or wants it more than anyone. But you know, you can also relate to that.
I can't hate on his opinion because it is his opinion, and I do like Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert for the most part, but I do disagree with that.
Yeah. Also got to mention Shea Kelly. So I think Shea Kelly did a great job in this film.
She did. She was kind of understated, I think.
Yeah.
Because she didn't act much after.
No, she didn't act much. She was in movies and stuff, but, she didn't, unfortunately, like, out of her in the cast, she wasn't really the one that broke out.
Sure.
I love the biker scene when she meets the biker and she's arguing with her roommate because the roommate likes the bike also. Like, how much you want for
so funny.
She's paying. No way, 80.
Yeah.
And the biker just can hear the whole thing. He's like, oof.
Yeah, he realizes how much he's actually worth. That was funny.
Yeah.
She was good. She was pleasant.
Yeah, I should have watched the movie again because I think there's longer scenes with Bridget Fonda and Bill Pullman's character. So I think they had more relationship.
That was a nice, wholesome scene, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows Bridget Fonda can do better with if someone like Pullman or with someone else, and it also shows like the All Nice Guys. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can go to award season now. This did not win any major awards. It was not nominated for any Oscars. 1992, the best films were for the Oscars was Unforgiven.
That movie.
I watched it. It was okay.
Oh, you're crazy.
It was so long. I was just like, okay.
It is longer, yeah.
The Crying Game, A Few Good Men, Howard's End, and Scent of a Woman. Hoo-ha!
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 Fun fact, to this day, I've never seen Crying Game. So anytime someone mentions it, because I know it's supposed to be really good, and I didn't mean to laugh at it there, I always think of Sleepaway Camp. I've seen Sleepaway Camp, but for some reason, anytime I hear of The Crying Game, I picture the last scene of Sleepaway Camp. So I did not mean to laugh at The Crying Game. We will watch it eventually.
Yeah. But it was nominated for MTV Awards.
Ooh,
it was nominated for the MTV Movie Award for Best Original Song for Dyslexic Heart by Paul Westerberg, which is a song I love. It was not the best Paul Westerberg song from The Replacements, but it's an okay. It's poppy, it's corny, but I like it. And it was nominated for a VMA for Best Video from a film, which won Alice in Chains would. And it was also nominated for Best Video from a film, which was Paul Westerberg and Dyslexic Heart.
All right.
So you won the teen audience, so you did good.
You did.
The budget for this film was only $9 million. Box office was 18.5. So it was like a modest hit, but not that big.
Yeah, it did fine.
Box office, the top 10 for 1992 was Batman Returns, Lethal Weapon 3, Sister Act, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Wayne's World, Basic Instinct, A League of Their Own, Aladdin, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, and Under Siege.
Damn, those are some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Under Siege.
Under Siege.
Oh my god.
Steven Seagal. And out of 200 movies on Box Office Mojo from 1992, it ranked 74th.
Could you imagine if I picked Steven Seagal movies for my next category?
I'd be fine with it. I want to see how that guy became a hit. Like, what movie catapulted his career?
I don't know, but apparently he's a real piece of shit.
Yeah. I love the story of SNL where Steven Seagal hosted, but he wouldn't be just a funny guy. He would be a tough asshole. He'd be like, "No, dude, I don't do that."
Was he one of the guys that got banned?
I think so. It was him and someone else.
A ton of people have been banned, apparently.
Yeah, there was a show called Mary Hartley in the 70s. I forgot what the actress was named, but she got kicked out because she wanted to do the Mary Hartley character, which is supposed to be this weird character from a soap opera. It was a very weird soap opera back then. So. Huh. Yeah, but she got banned. And then there was another one.
Not Eddie Murphy. What's his name? Martin Lawrence has been banned.
Really?
Yeah, from hosting. Adrian Brody can't host.
What did Adrian Brody do?
It's kind of weird, the things that these people get banned on sometimes. Like, Adrian Brody, they came back to break and he had improvised. He was wearing dreadlock wig and was doing a Jamaican accent. And that got him banned.
Really?
Yeah.
It was for a sketch or was he introducing the band?
No, he was introducing the band.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe it was more insensitive than I heard it was, but it didn't sound like that big a deal to me. I know Chevy Chase isn't allowed to host. That kind of speaks for itself. Yeah, speaks for itself. Yeah. Fun fact: Paul Westerberg and the band Replacements got banned because they were really drunk and performed drunk. That's right. Yeah. Okay, I forgot.
And they played the instruments badly. They swore live on air. They switched clothes. Not mid-performance, but the second performance, they switched clothes.
Nice.
And maybe switched instruments. I'm not sure.
Oh boy.
They were wasted. You see the video of it; they're just gone. But that was the Replacements. The Replacements were they were known for having really drunk shows. Either you had the greatest show of your life, you see the Replacements, or you're going to see a car wreck, and it's going to be the greatest show of your life.
Yeah, both are good, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was bad that night.
Well.
I actually read a book. It's called what was it called? Troubled Boys. Sorted Replacements. Really great book. It if you're interested in rock bands, it's really sad. It's kind of like they could have been the next great thing, but they chose failure each time.
I think you told me about that before. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really, really interesting.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. I guess let's go to some fun facts.
Yeah.
As we call them. This was originally written in 1984. This movie, but it was supposed to take place in Phoenix, Arizona. But it was changed after Angie Wood died of Mother Love Bone, and so to cope with that, because I guess Cameron Crowe was in. He wasn't in the scene, but I guess he was around the scene enough and knew Angie to cope with. He wrote this movie to take place in Seattle and be around Seattle. Johnny Depp turned down the role of Steve in this movie because he was uncomfortable saying "I love you" on screen.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done that before, so I don't know why he was uncomfortable then. Of course, we don't know if these are true or not. The films include many Grunge artists like Alice in Chains, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, Eddie Vedder, Jeff Ament, and Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam, who plays Citizen Dick, the band. Yes. And also, Eddie Vedder actually performed the song Touch Me, I'm Dick.
No way.
That was Eddie Vedder.
That's funny.
Yeah, and he performed it, so to promote this film, MTV had a release party for it, and Pearl Jam just got wasted off of red wine and other alcohol, and so they swore,
nice.
They destroyed stuff, and I think they performed Touching Me, I'm Dick.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's actually video of them performing it. Wow. Actually, it wasn't that bad as I remember, but I definitely remember in a documentary I watched, they were just wasted. Eddie Vedder was gone.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's rock and roll, baby.
Yeah. And also Touch Me, I'm Dick is, of course, a parody of the Mudhoney song Touch Me, I'm Sick, which is a great song.
Nice.
When Steve takes Linda up to his apartment, radio song by R.E.M. is playing in the background. Right after Steve says, I was a DJ in college, in 27 minutes 38 seconds, the lyrics of the song say, the DJ sucks.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know if that's they meant to do that, or is this a weird coincidence.
Either way, that's great.
They should have played Hey the DJ. You should have put
Yeah. Panic?
Panic, yeah. The beginning of the review... Oh, I actually had the review of Citizen Dick, Smarter Than You, LP. I'm going to read it. Okay, so here we go. This is the review of Citizen Dick's Smarter Than You, LP by Real Clever Records. Once again, when the shirtless Cliff Poncer begins singing, you know what you're in for. More pompous dick swinging swill from a man who has haunted the scene for much too long. You wish that Cliff would move to another town like Minneapolis, LA, or New York. A town where he could disappear into the masses and not stand out like the relentlessly mediocre talent that he is.
Wow.
That's the beginning of the review. And they said, backed up by Jeff Stone and
Brutal.
Yeah. When Steve is buying pregnancy tests and comes across the grocery cashier, played by Jeremy Piven, who is, I don't think he's a good guy, in real life.
In real life?
Yeah, I think he has some Me Too shit going on.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. I think so. I'm not sure exactly.
I just always picture him as Ari Gold from Entourage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a pleasant person.
Yeah, the cashier mentions that, it's from Mr. Deegan's class. Mr. Deegan is a teacher in Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
Which I watched, was not a big fan of it.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was okay. Cameron Crowe wrote it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he actually went undercover in a high school, and that's what he wrote. That's his experience in high school. Because everybody has sex with each other, and crazy shit happens.
Nice.
Yeah. Warner Brothers wanted to make singles. Oh, here's the fun fact. Warner Brothers wanted to make singles into a TV show, but Cameron Crowe turned it down because they were doing that all the time back then. Parenthood was a TV show. Mm-hmm. They brought back Parenthood again. That actually worked. Uncle Buck was a TV show.
Buck, yeah.
Once you tried that twice, did not work. Ferris Bueller was a TV show. Mm-hmm. That was terrible.
I've heard.
So they do that a bunch. They just try to make movies into TV shows, but that failed tremendously. So Cameron Crowe turned it down, but then sometimes later they decided to go with it anyway. And the person who was running the show was David Crane and Marta Kaufman. Do you know who those people are?
Mm-hmm. They did Friends.
Yeah, they did Friends. And so Crowe tried to get it stopped, but it didn't work. And so I guess Crane and Kaufman incorporated some of the elements from the singles TV show they were going to make and made it into Friends.
No shit.
Yeah, so
that's Cameron why Crowe, I got Friends vibes.
Yeah, Cameron Crowe could have had Friends money, but he turned it down. So his mom hates him for that. Always reminds him. He's like, you could have had Friends money, but he's like, I don't care. I don't want to live in a castle.
I like to imagine her actually hating him.
Yeah, doesn't actually hate him. She just brings up a lot. Nirvana turned down the film. I don't know, on IMDb they said because it was a love story in Seattle and they didn't like rock and roll movies. But I saw the clip of it. They were just Well, okay, so Kurt Cobain thought that they just put the song in the film they wanted. It was like a cover, but I don't remember hearing any Nirvana.
I didn't.
Even a cover. I never heard anything.
I didn't.
So maybe they cut it or something, but that's what he heard. So they're just talking about, like, it's not about a film about Seattle, it's just about a love story, and it's just like rock and roll movies. So they talked about rock and roll movies, but they didn't say they didn't do it because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's mostly it. Rolling Stones did a retrospective about it. Let's see. A lot of really cool cameos in this. Like we said, Jeremy Piven wasn't saying anything, and was John Cusack's best friend, so came in for the day to help. Eric Stoltz, could have been Marty McFly, was in this movie as the mime who hated love.
That's right.
Gus Van Sant's actually in this movie.
He was?
Yeah, he was the furniture mover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is like before Goodwill. Yeah.
This was
before Goodwill
Hunting. He did My Own Private Idaho in '91.
That's okay. That's the one that was his first big one.
Yeah. Tim Burton, of course, worked as the videographer for the dating service.
That's funny.
Yeah, so he just put him in the film. I don't know if he let Tim Burton actually direct the video or not.
Probably not. I'm sure Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton has other things to do. Yeah.
He had that year's #1 grossing movie.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, he wanted, Cameron Crowe wanted this movie to be a love letter of Seattle, which he did. I mean, you saw Mother Love Bone, you saw various landmarks of Seattle everywhere. Mm-hmm. He actually went to the apartments are real. The apartments are actually real apartments in Seattle. The fountain's fake. They had that just as something for the movie.
Sure.
And so they knocked on the door, and the landlord was like, "Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you." And he told him who he was, and he said, "You ruined my life. So many people have come here just to see this building."
No way.
Yeah, and because he wanted like a plaque, Singles was filmed here, but he didn't get that. But Sleep in Seattle got that. So the plaque that says Sleepless in Seattle was filmed here somewhere. But there actually is a poster in the building for this movie. The film poster's in that building. So yeah.
Okay, there's something at least.
Yeah. Chris Cornell, Cameron Crowe wanted Chris Cornell to be in this movie, like actually be a part of it. He wanted him to be Cliff, but Chris Cornell scheduling problems, so he couldn't do it.
I'm glad they got Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
I think he was good.
Yeah, so that's mostly it. So let's give our final thoughts of this movie, I guess. I rewatched this movie again. I didn't know what I was going to expect again, because it's a long time I've seen this movie. I think, nostalgia shake. I thought it would take over, and I just, love it all over again. But it's still a good movie. You know, I'm not deeply in love with it than I was back then. If I would have saw it today without seeing it, I probably would have had the same thing. It's a nice movie. It's not really bad. Maybe feel warm and fuzzy inside a little bit, and it was good. It's like a hot sip of cocoa. Yeah, so I would actually agree with Ebert, 3 stars. It was okay. It was good.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's good. Hell, I've already said my piece. I feel like it is a nice movie. If you like a slice of life thing with good-looking, easy to root for characters, watch it.
Yeah.
Just know that you will hate Louise.
You hate Louise.
He's the worst.
He's the worst.
And yeah, if I'm going 5 stars, it would be out of 5. It would be 3.5. So we'll just say 3 out of 4. We're going out of 4, right? That's what we've been doing.
Sure, whatever.
I give it
Shining
3 Jimi Hendrix records.
3 Jimi Hendrix records.
Yeah.
I love that scene where he's just playing he's playing guitar next to Jimi Hendrix grave, the most douchebag thing to do.
Yeah. Come on, Mo, give us a Red Buttons MVP. It's been a while.
Okay, let's see. Red Buttons MVP. I didn't really think about this that much. I never really do. I really should, but I always forget. I think I'll give it to Bill Pullman. He was very underrated in this movie.
He was very good.
Very good. The very sensitive Dr. Man.
All right, yeah.
He was good in it. I'm giving it to him.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Can I tell you who I was thinking before you said Bill Pullman?
Yeah, sure.
It was not Jan Hooks, but Sheila Kelly.
Yeah.
But Bill Pullman's a great choice.
Bill Pullman's a great choice. Or Sheila Kelly's roommate.
Oh, she was funny too.
Yeah.
But no, I like
popcorn with everyone in this town.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
No, everyone. It's a great chemistry between all characters, big and small.
Yeah.
And if you like the show Friends, I feel like you'd like this movie. Go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was Singles.
And those are the 2 movies we've done.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's time for another fresh slate of 6.
All right.
Without further ado, I'll start, I guess.
Okay, let's start it. All right. What are your 3 movies today?
I've got a theme here,
okay.
And I'm going to regret this, but we've been watching a lot of good movies recently,
yeah.
so I want to fuck that up a little bit. First, I have Gus Van Sant's Last Days, starring Michael Pitt of Hedwig and the Angry Inch and Ghost in the Shell.
Hell yeah.
Lucas Haas of Mars Attacks and The Wizard of Loneliness. Last Days, in case you need to know, is I guess it's like a musical drama. It's not literally Kurt Cobain.
Is it really a musical drama? Do they actually sing it?
Oh, no, sorry. Now let me rephrase. Last Days is a dramatization of Kurt Cobain's last days, except that the character is not called Kurt Cobain. It's loosely based off of him.
I remember that.
I don't know. I'm not
looking forward about Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of opinions about Kurt Cobain because I think Kurt Cobain didn't want like a lot of stuff done.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's kind of disrespectful. Yeah. Like,
but I don't control his estate, or actually, I don't know if they needed the permission to do it because they don't really say Kurt Cobain, I guess. So I don't know. But like, what else?
But yeah, still disrespectful.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. I like some Gus Van Sant, but I feel like after Psycho is when he kind of.
There's a rumor that he remade Psycho just to show you can't remake Psycho, which I think is this. I don't know if that's true or not. I think he just.
No, I think he remade it and just did it. I just think it was a mess.
Yeah.
Moving on though, second movie is Love and Mercy, starring Paul Dano from The Batman and Meek's Cutoff, and John Cusack from Grosse Pointe Blank and Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And they both play the same person. They both play Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
This one should be good. I know you're a huge John Cusack fan, your favorite actor. And Paul Dano is my favorite live-action Riddler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Jim Carrey, that's the only two.
No, Frank Gorshin.
Who's Frank Gorshin?
He was in the 66 TV show.
Ah.
As well as the other guy that played Riddler in that show. I can't think of his name, but he was the guy that played Gomez Addams on The Addams Family. He was good, too.
Yeah, shit, I know his name.
What is
John Aston.
John Aston, thank you.
Ashton,
yeah.
Father of Sean Aston.
That's
right.
I
think that's father.
That's
Sean
right.
Aston,
Yeah. He adopted father. Yeah, that's what it is. But no, I'm excited to watch that. The Beach Boys are obviously a classic.
I'm gonna make you listen to the 1992 record they released for John Stamos, and you're gonna hate it.
Oh boy. I hope that gets covered in this movie.
Yeah.
Something tells me it won't though. But that should be interesting. And my third one is England Is Mine. We're going international here because 2 people in the United States listen to the Smiths, it seems like. But this one is a biopic about Morrissey's early life before the Smiths, or just before the Smiths. I don't know. It stars Jack Lowden of The Passing Bells and War and Peace, and Jessica Brown Findlay of Albatross and The Winter's Tale. Now, not to set expectations too low, but I don't have high hopes for these 3. Love and Mercy would be a saving grace.
Okay, yeah.
No, Love and Mercy, I'm sure will be a saving grace.
That's really good.
That's a great cast, though. And then I only read the 2 actors, but I think it also had Elizabeth Banks. I like her. Mm-hmm. Of Spider-Man 2 and Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of hers. But all right, those are my 3 movies.
Okay. TJ.
Yes.
I would have action. Suspense.
Sure.
You're not going to get any of it here. No.
Oh.
We're doing British period pieces, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
You didn't see that shit coming, did you?
I did not. Okay,
exactly. I just thought of yesterday when you said England Is Mine. I was like, why not period pieces?
This is gonna be brutal.
This is gonna be weird. These actually supposed to be good films.
Funny. All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so the first one up is Sense and Sensibilities. Directed by Ang Lee, the man who directed Hulk, and also Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Written by Emma Thompson, and also starring Emma Thompson.
Nice.
From In the Name of the Father and Nanny McPhee. Alan Rickman, Die Hard, Quigley Down Under, the Tom Selleck Indiana Jones movie, which did terribly. Kate Winslet, Titanic, and Divergent.
All right.
Hugh Grant, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and The Lair of the White Worm. Plot of the movie is rich Mr. Dashwood dies, leaving his second wife and her 3 daughters poor by the rules of inheritance. The 2 eldest daughters are the little opposites.
Sounds sensible.
Are the title opposites. That's I actually got that from IMDb. That's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it again. I think I messed up. Rich Mr. Dashwood dies, leaving his second wife and her 3 daughters poor by the rules of inheritance. The 2 eldest daughters are the title opposites. I think that's a typo. I think that means total opposites. That's a typo in IMDb. I copied it right from IMDb. That's their fault. Not mine. The second film you definitely know, TJ. It's a little film called The English Patient.
You did not.
We're gonna watch The English Patient.
Oh my god.
We're gonna watch it.
All right. No, we
People
will.
say this is the most boringest Oscar winner ever, but we're gonna see if it is.
We're gonna watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Directed and written by Anthony Manghala. I don't really know. I didn't really look up what he's done. Fortunately, I didn't really. I literally just looked up 3 period pieces and I was like, these are it. So directed by him. Starring Ralph Fiennes, Schindler's List, Made in Manhattan. Juliette Binoche, Binoche, on The Bearable Lightness of Being and Ghost in the Shell. She's a French actress. She's like one of the most famous French actresses of all time. Yeah. So, and William Dafoe of Spider-Man and Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Yeah, he's most popular. He's most proud anyway of Mr. Bean.
I don't really think of Spider-Man much, but I only think of William Dafoe from Spider-Man is when he wants the sweet potatoes, but he's like, no.
That's a great scene. He starts sharpening the knife.
Yeah,
that is such a great scene.
If you haven't watched, if you don't listen to Blank Check, the podcast about movies, please do, by Griffin and David. It's really great. They're actually doing a Sam Raimi. They're all doing all Sam Raimi movies.
Ooh, a retrospective.
Retrospective. Yeah, they do retrospective of directors mostly.
Nice.
And they're doing all Sam Raimi, and they're just almost getting to Spider-Man. So it's actually going to be really
all
cool.
Raimi all the time.
All Raimi, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So the plot of that movie, The English Patient, is at the close of World War II, a young nurse tends to a badly burned plane crash victim. His past is shown in flashbacks, revealing an involvement in a fateful love affair. I know you're going to love this movie, TJ. I just know it.
I'm excited. It's an Oscar winner.
Yeah. And the last film I chose is Dangerous Liaisons.
I've heard of that.
Directed by Stephen Frears. I don't really know what he's done, but once we get to that, we will. Written by Christopher Hampton, and I think the book is written by, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Teodoros de Lacos. Pretty sure I butchers that, but that's who wrote it.
Household name.
Yeah. Starring John Malkovich from being John Malkovich and Making Mr. Right, Glenn Close, Fatal Attractions, and 101 Dalmatians. And Michelle Pfeiffer, The Fabulous Baker Boys, and Grease 2.
Hell yeah, she's proud of Grease 2.
Yeah.
That's right.
I actually do like the songs. That movie, all of them about just fucking. That's it.
I've never seen it.
It's all just about sex. That's the whole movie.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What's worse, Porky's 2 or Grease 2?
Porky's 2.
Okay. Okay, good.
These are like the songs in that.
Yeah, fair. That's
okay.
Fair.
Plot: a scheming widow and her manipulative ex-lover make a bet regarding the corruption of a recently married woman.
Okay.
And those are my 3 movies.
I'll live to be 99, God willing, and I will never forget, no matter how senile I get, I'll never forget the way your face just lit up when you said British period pieces. And I will tell you, I could have guessed 30 things. 30
I literally thought like anime films. You could have done action movies or like I had like a lot of ideas.
I would have guessed snuff films before.
Yeah,
and
I would have
won't watch snuff films.
No,
people. Don't.
I could have torched you, but I was like, no, let's do
that.
something completely different. Let's do British period pieces.
You know what? I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's spin the wheel and see what the fuck we got. Here we go. Love and Mercy!
Oh, let's just start off with a bang.
Yes.
Okay, so Love and Mercy will be our next episode. That is the biopic about Brian Wilson.
Yes.
Specifically him, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to that. We'll have that to you within the next couple weeks here. And one more thing before we go. This is a new one. We're going to brag about you, Mo.
Ooh.
Yeah. So full disclosure for people listening at home, he's had a bad day. His Milwaukee Bucks lost, heart-wrenching Game 7.
I didn't punch a hole in the wall, so that's
He
good.
didn't punch a hole in the wall, so that is good. But we're going to build you up here a little bit. Mo is a very smart individual.
I think so.
He's got a lot of ability to retain things. A lot of it's useless knowledge, but some of it comes in handy, especially during Friday Night Bar Trivia.
Yeah.
But we are going to do a movie quote quiz, which I know it's nothing special, nothing unique. But we're going to do that. It's not going to be like, oh, you're going to need a bigger boat. No. We're going to test his movie quiz knowledge here.
All right.
And we're going to show everyone listening at home just how smart this man is.
Okay.
So I have 5 movie quotes here. You have 5 seconds to answer them.
Got it.
I'm not letting you research on your laptop there.
Okay.
All right? Are you ready, Mo?
So let's do this shit.
All right. Quote number 1. E.T. phone home.
E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Excellent work. That was a warm-up.
Okay.
Good work. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Quote number 2. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
You seen Chinatown?
Ladies, he is single. Chinatown was correct. Very nice. All right. Quote number 3. You don't ask me with respect. You don't even think to call me Godfather.
You seen The Godfather?
Oh my gosh, he is on fire, people. This man is... He is on fire. All right. I'm loving this. Quote 4. I guess we need to register you as a lethal weapon.
Lethal weapon?
And oh man, can he make it a perfect 5 for 5? Let us see here. Now I'm going to give you a little context with this one. This one is in regards to a prankster.
Okay.
Quote 5. Well, he picked the right night to pull this shit. Happy Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th?
I just spent all that time talking you up and you fucked me like that. You big, stupid bastard. It's Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives.
Damn
I
it.
am so sorry, folks. I am so sorry about that.
Fuck. My Bucks lost and I did this?
Let's just end this nonsense.
Fine,
we'll play this next time and maybe, hopefully, he can redeem himself. I am so embarrassed.
Question, if I actually would have said Friday the 13th, part 6, I
would have had to... The whole skit would have been ruined. The whole skit was contingent on you saying Friday the 13th right there. I'm glad I never make him laugh, people, so I'm glad I was able to make him laugh.
Yeah.
Alright,
so this has been, what's this podcast called, TJ?
It's still new to us, damn it.
I'm Mo. We're gonna rock Portland!
And I'm TJ. Keep that negativity coming, folks. Thanks for listening.
Bye! And here's Robert Mitchum playing us out. If you like our podcast, then please like, subscribe, follow, or whatever you have to do to keep on listening. We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Anchor. And hopefully more podcast streaming services soon. You can follow us on Twitter at @it_dammit and on our Facebook page just titled It's Still New to Us. Why? Facebook hates us. That's why. Thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed the show.